In today's video, we are installing waterproof vinyl floors in our basement, which is already drywalled, but just missing the floors. We also found caps for the stairs, matched the color flooring we already had in mind perfectly. We weren't sure what kind of underlay to put in initially, but after some research, we found the best fit for us, since we'll be using the space quite a lot, would be this bubbly blue stuff that has a softer, more comforting feel on the foot. Oh wow, I didn't even think you'd be installing today, to be honest.
I did a lot last night. See all these walls?
Yeah, I believe you.
I went till 2. Can you stand out, Nathan? Yeah. Tristan?
Cool. This is so cool. Wow. We're actually going to be able to use this space. Where are you wanting to put the fridge, like, permanently? I feel like this is prime spot for his play area, though.
That's what I think, too. Figured out what all the stuff's in.
And this is where I was thinking the couch would go, so I could sit if I'm not working out and watch him.
So many measurements of the couch. Trevor was making a comment. He thinks this used to be a call center. Look,
what?
There's home phone line, home phone line, home phone line, home phone line, home phone line. There's 6 home phone lines in this room, and there's 5 outlets in this tiny space.
That is weird.
Like, look at how many there is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if they were scamming people down here.
That is very suspicious.
or whatnot, but it just seems incredible to have that many home phone lines. Yeah, on this space.
We'll need 3 light fixtures, so 1 here and 2 there.
And no, there's a 3rd one in where the pantry is.
Oh. Is there? I don't see anything. Oh, you're right.
It's in at the back, at the top. It's in at the top.
Come on. Come here. I'm gonna go back.
We do the complete opposite, as we say. My husband Tristan reported the stairs were incredibly tedious because they weren't actually measured at the same length, which meant that it needed to be measured and cut all individually. So what are we getting?
We're getting some baseboards. Looking to look at some sinks. Might look at some wood for the rock climbing wall.
It always fascinates me how much of a difference lighting can make. At this point, it feels like we're almost at the home stretch. However, our household got completely sick for what feels like over a week, and it put a big wrench in our timeline. But Tristan managed to install the shelving units for our open face pantry, so we have a lot more storage that will relieve stress from our kitchen and main floor pantry. I love how it turned out, and there's a separate video on the whole process of organizing and labeling, all that fun stuff. As I mentioned in that video, I will be buying 2 baskets for the bottom there to make it look a little bit more intentional and cohesive. Next up is making the rock climbing wall and setting up Tristan's office. I came home one day to Tristan having already designed and cut the mountains for the rock climbing wall and thinking about how to design the monkey bars and how to go about that. He wanted to be a part of the process, which was great. However, installing the rock climbing rocks, it was a little bit difficult, and I was quite surprised how tricky it had to be. He had to map it out and then take the boards off the wall in order to lock in this screw in the back, as you can see. I don't know how you would ever screw these into drywall. Probably not the best idea to begin with, because there would be enough strength to hold the child, so it's really made for a piece of wood or plywood, like putting that on the wall. There's more for Tristan.
Yeah.
There's more for Daddy. We added an extra mat for safety, set up Cash's little table down here to do arts and crafts and play. And as you can see, the pantry that we worked on in my previous video is just over there. I added 2 baskets as mentioned. So still looking pretty good. Next up is the gym. Tristan finished installing the new gym mats, which look fantastic. He did a great job installing them and making them fit right to the wall. Also adding shelving for gym accessories. I am so stoked to use this during my postpartum journey and relieve some stress. Tristan's office, not really much to update here other than that he's been kicked out of the other room upstairs. As we work on another project, I will be filming and sharing too. We kind of hit a standstill after this with other priorities taking precedent and planning for our second son's arrival. But goodness, this space has been an absolute blessing while I'm in my 3rd trimester, at the time of filming this in my 3rd trimester, and letting Cash just kind of have unstructured, fun, go with the flow play. With summer around the corner, we might not use this space as much as before, but we still love it. And let's just show you how far we've gotten. FYI, we did need to get our water heater replaced. So there's some marks here we need to touch up. But overall, we're pretty good. So proud. Oh, and we need to do some transition pieces here. Tristan already has plans to do that fairly shortly. But wow, what a difference. I love the change and all the hard work that was put in by my husband and his family. And like, random story, but this couch actually came from my mom's house in her basement. I purchased this like, oh my God, 10 years ago. It's barely used. And then it's just been in her basement for a long time. And then we got to move it over here. And then going into the gym, as I mentioned before, really excited to make use of the space. We've always had the gym down here, but not as organized, and we've added a couple extra accoutrements, as you can see. Nice sturdy mat, Cash's play area. Doesn't tend to look as tidy, but for the sake of the video, why not? Our extra fridge with some more fun foods, and I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, basically I make jokes that my husband's just never going to come down from here because there's the washroom, which we won't show because it definitely needs upgrades. But that's for another year. We're not overly concerned with that at the moment. We walk into my husband's office. Apologies, it's not at its best right now, but we're working on it. And we also have this cabinet that my husband made when we moved into the house initially, which is really cool. I'm so proud of how creative, and this is a project that we are working on in Tristan's previous office and now being turned into Cash's big boy room because we're just going to keep the nursery as it is and put brother in there. Love this little record. We didn't have a home for it for quite some time, but now we do. Really happy with the space. Couple things we need to still do, but the bulk of it is done and I'm so proud. All right, have a great day. I don't know how to end these videos, but all the best. See you in my next one.